We have a very interesting topic to discuss about cheerleading. Rachael Sheean blogs about something that has got her pretty upset, and perhaps rightfully so. Check this out.
Hi, I'm Rachael Sheean. I'm a cheerleader and I'm mad as hell. Why does cheerleading have to justify its role as a sport? I guess it depends on what your definition of a sport is. My definition of a sport is a human exhibition of mental and physical skill in a competitive environment. Competitive cheerleading certainly qualifies. The cheerleading you see at the Patriots game is not a sport. However, if the Patriots cheerleaders are competing against the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders, that's a sport because it involves competition. I find it absolutely appalling that the NCAA has stripped cheerleaders of their scholarships. Cheerleaders have to work just as hard as all other sports, maybe even harder. Have you ever picked up a 105-pound young woman and thrown her 10 feet in the air? How about catch her? Teamwork is essential when you are a part of a cheerleading squad. It includes physical and mental skill, and you definitely see it exhibited at every game. In fact, it is just as physical as football, soccer, lacrosse, baseball, or any of those other scholarship sports that the NCAA approves of. So don't mess with cheerleading. And yes, it is a sport. I'm Rachael Sheean for YBA Sports.
All right, thank you, Rachael. Well, as physical as football or baseball, well, I think we have a couple of analysts who would like to debate this. Nick, let's start with you.
Do cheerleaders get hit? No. In hockey and football, they get hit. Do they run back and forth through 40 minutes? No, they don't. Cheerleading, it does involve a lot of physical training. But it's not a sport. It's not
Okay.
I see
wait,
anything.
But Nick, here we go again.
And you're still doing it.
I
Come
agree
on.
with you because cheerleading is not a sport in that sense.
I know it's not a sport. It's just people throwing their arms up saying, "Go Nick" or something.
No.
I've been to some high school games.
No, but I agree.
High school basketball games.
I agree with Rachel though, because if you look at the Patriots cheerleading, I agree in some sense. If you look at the Patriots cheerleading, that's not a sport. Dallas cheerleading, that's not a sport. Put them together, still not a sport. You put some flowers and some big, not a sport. No. But if you go to a competition strictly on cheerleading, cheer, and you have refs cheering, actually watching it, and they go to competitions and they're doing flips and stuff, and it looks cool, then yeah, maybe there's a slim chance of that being a sport. But of actual cheering, I disagree, because that's not a sport. I could go out on the road and cheer for cars driving by, like, woo, go 60. Is that a sport? I don't think so.
Well, I'm sorry, Nick. I just want to say it's quite
a competition. Like, look at NASCAR. NASCAR is not a sport, but
takes,
that's a competition.
No, but it takes.
Well,
that's the thing,
true.
though. That's where you're wrong. NASCAR actually takes skill, talent, has a huge fan base. Who's gonna go watch people who are fans and then be fans of the fans? That's like going to a Patriots game to watch the fans. You want to go to the stands to watch the stands who are watching the players.
It's like saying, yeah, go guy with the beer, yeah.
You see, here's the thing.
That's true.
The problem that the cheerleading sport, I call it a sport too. What I think the problem really is the fact that, to be honest, they're cheering, as you said, for a team. They should have it as though the cheerleaders are sort of separate from that. So, like, you have a competition. So, if you have, say, these cheerleaders in a game, you can call it a competition where you say, these cheerleaders face off against these cheerleaders, and it goes back and forth, and they can see which ones perform the most moves. And then some certain judges, for example, can decide who does better and who gets the victory. That's what I think. So, to be honest, I feel like it is a sport, but it's in the wrong place. It shouldn't be cheering for a team, because then it looks like it's just cheering being fans. You know what I mean? Like, it should be a cheerleading squad versus a cheerleading squad. 3 judges or 4 judges deciding who does the better in terms of their moves and everything, and then they get a victory or a loss. That's how I look at it.
I say we go around, last opinion, on my side of the fence here. I say, no, cheering is not a sport when you're cheering for someone, but at a competition, I'd say yes.
All
I
right.
think cheerleading is not a sport. As I said before, I've been to some Natick High basketball games. They're basically just jump up and down for 5 seconds saying, go Natick. That's not a sport. Come
Nick,
on,
what do you
man.
think?
It's not a sport. You could say it for a competition, but it's not a sport, okay? It's just not a sport.
I'll stand up to the
Thank you,
women here,
Nick.
and I'm going to say it is a sport. All right. So